For years, the iconic A-10 Warthog has been on the chopping block, facing full retirement as the Air Force pushes for modern fighters. But in a stunning twist, Congress just blocked the latest divestment plan, keeping over 100 Warthogs flying through 2026 and beyond. Is this the ultimate save for the troop's guardian angel? Or just another delay in its inevitable grounding? And what's this new drone hunting role that's got everyone talking? Stick around as we dive into the history, upgrades, controversies, and what's next for this battlefield icon. The A-10 Thunderbolt II, better known as the Warthog, represents a unique chapter in aviation history, born from the harsh lessons of Cold War tensions and evolving into a symbol of resilience amid modern threats. Originally conceived in the late 1960s as part of the U.S. Air Force's AX program, the aircraft was designed to counter the massive armored formations the Soviet Union might unleash in a European conflict. Fairchild Republic won the contract after a competitive fly-off against Northrop's YA-9, with the first prototype taking to the skies in May 1972. By 1977, the A-10 entered service, its rugged frame built around the massive GAU-8 Avenger 30mm rotary cannon, capable of unleashing 3,900 rounds per minute to shred tanks and fortifications. This focus on close air support, CAS, made it the only U.S. aircraft dedicated solely to that role, emphasizing survivability with a titanium bathtub cockpit armor that could withstand hits from 23mm anti-aircraft fire, redundant hydraulic systems for manual flight control if damaged, and high-mounted engines to avoid ingesting battlefield debris. Production ran until 1984, yielding 716 units, each embodying a philosophy of simplicity and toughness that contrasted with the high-tech fighters of the era. From its inception, the Warthog captured the hearts of ground troops and pilots alike. Soldiers in conflicts like the 1991 Gulf War, where A-10s destroyed over 900 Iraqi tanks, 2,000 vehicles, and 1,200 artillery pieces, often described it as a guardian angel, hovering low over the battlefield. Its distinctive cannon sound, signaling imminent relief from enemy pressure. Pilots praised its forgiving handling and ability to loiter for hours, absorbing punishment that would down sleeker jets. This affection grew through deployments in Afghanistan and Iraq, where the A-10's precision and endurance saved countless lives in urban skirmishes and convoy protections. Even as critics questioned its relevance in high-threat environments, advocates, including lawmakers and veterans, fought to keep it flying, viewing it as an underdog hero in an age of stealth and speed. Over decades, the A-10 evolved through extensive upgrades, transforming from a basic tank buster into a versatile platform. The 1990s brought inertial navigation and low-altitude safety enhancements, while the Precision Engagement Program from 2005 to 2011 upgraded the fleet to A-10C standards, integrating digital cockpits, GPS-guided JDAM bombs, and advanced targeting pods like Lightning for all-weather strikes. Helmet-mounted cueing systems improved pilot awareness, and by 2024, a full re-winging effort extended airframe life to 10,000 hours, addressing fatigue from relentless operations. Recent enhancements included jam-resistant GPS, 3D audio, and the small-diameter bomb integration, allowing up to 16 precision munitions per sortie. These changes not only boosted accuracy, but also expanded its role, making it a bomb truck, capable of standoff attacks while retaining its iconic cannon. Yet, despite these advancements, the A-10 has been embroiled in a protracted retirement drama that pits Air Force modernization goals against congressional and troop loyalty. The saga began in earnest in the 2010s when the service first proposed phasing it out to fund stealthier aircraft like the F-35, citing vulnerabilities to advanced surface-to-air missiles and the need for multi-role fighters in peer conflicts with China or Russia. In 2014, accusations surfaced that the Air Force manipulated CAS data to undermine the A-10's 80% effectiveness rating, sparking backlash from lawmakers like the late John McCain, who championed it for both tactical value and economic benefits to bases in states like Arizona. Congress intervened repeatedly, blocking full divestments in 2015 to 2017 and 2021 to 2022, mandating minimum fleet sizes and requiring detailed transition plans. By 2023, partial retirements started, reducing the inventory from over 280 to 162. But each step faced scrutiny over the lack of a true CAS replacement. The F-35, while advanced, lacks the A-10's loiter time and cannon firepower for prolonged ground support. The tension escalated in 2025 as the Air Force accelerated its push to retire all remaining A-10s by fiscal year 2026, aiming to free up billions for next-generation tech amid budget constraints. Proponents argued the Warthog's slow speed and non-stealthy profile made it obsolete in contested airspace, better suited for low-intensity wars like those in the Middle East that were winding down. Critics, however, pointed to its cost-effectiveness, operating at $20,000 per flight hour versus the F-35's $44,000, and unmatched troop support, with no equivalent for visual target identification in dynamic battles. The debate turned political, with accusations of bureaucratic maneuvering to prioritize flashy programs over proven assets. In June 2025, the Pentagon's budget request sought to divest 340 aircraft overall, including the final 162 A-10s, accelerating from a 2028 target. This move drew immediate pushback. The Senate Armed Services Committee proposed retaining at least 103 Warthogs through 2026, adding F-35s to procurement lists while demanding justifications. As of January 2026, the latest developments show Congress prevailing once more through the fiscal year 2026 National Defense Authorization Act, signed in December 2025. The bill prohibits retirements that would drop the fleet below 103 aircraft total and 93 primary mission aircraft through September 2026, effectively blocking the Air Force's all-in-one-year divestment plan. It requires a multi-year transition roadmap for 2027 to 2029, due by March 31, 2026, detailing tail numbers, divestment schedules, and CAS succession strategies, with unit-by-unit waivers needed for any reductions, each demanding 30-day notifications and impact assessments. This marks the 9th failed retirement attempt since 2008, underscoring the aircraft's enduring appeal despite the service's insistence on modernization. Deployments continue, with A-10s in the Middle East conducting strikes and returning with combat markings, hinting at sustained relevance. Amid this turmoil, the A-10's emerging role as a drone hunter offers a compelling argument for extension, adapting its legacy strengths to contemporary threats. Drone swarms have proliferated in conflicts like Ukraine and the Middle East, where low-cost unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, challenge traditional defenses. The Warthog's slow speed, long loiter capability, and heavy payload make it ideal for countering these, especially slow propeller-driven models like Iran's Shahed 136. In July 2025, the Pentagon cleared the APKWS rockets with fixed-wing air-launched counter-unmanned aerial systems ordnance software for A-10 use, enabling air-to-air engagements. These laser-guided 70mm rockets, costing around $25,000 each, provide a cheap alternative to million-dollar missiles. With proximity fuses for effective drone shredding, an A-10 can carry up to 77, allowing multiple kills per sortie in swarm scenarios. Evidence of this role surfaced in October 2025 when an A-10C from the 124th Fighter Wing returned from CENTCOM with nose art depicting 2 Shahed drone kills, likely from operations during the Iran-Israel skirmish earlier that year. Deployed under Operation Inherent Resolve, the jet, nicknamed Ares, had operated in a theater rife with Houthi and Iranian UAV attacks. While the Air Force hasn't officially confirmed, the markings align with reports of A-10s using APKWS for counter-UAS, filling gaps between ground defenses and high-end fighters. This adaptation leverages the aircraft's targeting pods for laser designation and data links for external cues, though it lacks onboard radar for independent detection, relying on networked support. Experts suggest this drone hunting capability could extend service life, especially in regions like Ukraine, where crop dusters have been modified for similar roles. Proposals include transferring retiring A-10s to allies like Jordan, which intercepted Iranian drones in 2025 and could benefit from the anti-drone upgrades. In Ukraine, pairing with early warning systems could protect cities from Shahed swarms, offering a cost-effective boost amid F-16 delays. However, limitations persist. The A-10's speed caps effectiveness against faster threats, and saturation attacks might overwhelm it. Still, in low-threat environments, it provides economical depth, potentially swaying Congress to retain squadrons beyond 2026. As the Air Force eyes full retirement by 2028 to 2029, the Warthog story reflects broader military tensions, balancing legacy assets with future needs. Its drone hunter evolution might buy time, ensuring the Thunderbolt echoes a bit longer. And what do you think about this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications to always stay in touch. See you soon!